to the Varkha channel. Today is the day of question and answers with Dear Varkha. Here goes. Do breathing exercises and yoga really help in managing anxiety? What other calming activities can I try when I feel stressed out? Yes, breathing exercises and yoga are temporary distractions from anxiety. Let me explain. There are palliatives to anxiety and then there are curatives to anxiety. Yoga, breathing, meditation, relaxation, progressive relaxation, etc. are just methods usually people use to temporarily take them away from the anxiety that they experience. That is at best a distraction. No one, unfortunately, dives deeper as to the reasons or the cause of the anxiety. If you only do breathing exercises, yoga, progressive relaxation, etc., you will find yourself every now and then tripping into an anxiety. Why? Because you haven't gone to the ideation that is at the basis of anxiety. In everyone's life, some problems keep cropping up and problems will change. They will never end. A person who has been able to identify the causes of his anxiety and has helped to alleviate those causes will do much better, and then he can choose yoga, he can choose breathing, he can choose progressive relaxation, etc. just to generally have a calmer state of mind, but not necessarily to cure his anxiety. So many a time, unfortunately, people don't realize that these at best are distractive techniques. After all, 24/7, I can't be sitting on my yoga mat and doing yoga or doing meditation or doing breathing. And what happens when I'm in the midst of, say, a board meeting and I'm not able to control my anxiety? I may not have an opportunity at that time to practice my breathing. But if I know the cause of my anxiety, so what are the real causes? Basically, if you ask me, 3 common core causes of anxiety. 1, the idea that one must never make a mistake. If you have that basis at the back of your mind, you will always be susceptible to anxiety. 2, I must always make a good impression. If I have that as an ideation, I will always be nervous in front of anyone because I will not want to look awkward or weird. And 3, people must not laugh at me. So if you see, the basis of the anxiety are ideations, cognitions, or belief systems. And if that is not attacked, then no matter how much yoga, how much breathing, how many ever progressive relaxation exercises or techniques you learn, you will always be susceptible and vulnerable to falling prey to anxiety. I recently had a bad breakup and I can't stop visiting my ex-boyfriend's social media profiles to see what he is up to. I know that this is an unhealthy habit, but I can't seem to stop. How do I get out of this cycle? Yes, I know, it can be quite upsetting to know that one is not desired anymore. And then one always wants to pry and see who else has been the person who has replaced me. So I can understand your predicament, but I'd like you to please be very, very gentle and soft with yourself. What do I mean? You've only recently undergone the breakup. It's already a very heartbreaking and traumatic experience for you. The last thing you need is to be very harsh on yourself because you're doing an activity that is kind of stalking him and not liking yourself at all because of it. Be gentle and say, yes, that you're going through an extremely difficult and trying phase and that you'd like to stop it. But at this point, since it seems to be a little out of your control, all you need to do is give in to that. What do I mean? Allow yourself every now and then to look over his profile to see where he's partying, if he's dating at all, etc. And be gentle when you are undertaking that activity. Gentle with what? Gentle with yourself for wanting to do something like this. Because according to me, the first step of gentleness will help you to calm down first with yourself so that then you can start paying attention to what is the cause that is making you do this. The possible cause is that you're very curious to know whether someone better than you has replaced you. And for that, you possibly want to kind of get a reassurance that at the end of the day, it's not someone really better. It's just that possibly he and you didn't fit together, didn't gel together, and you'd like to give yourself some kind of solace when you compare yourself to this other person. As time goes by, you will be able to deal with this breakup more and more healthily and in a better manner. For the meantime, what I would like you to do is engage in something that is more satisfying and gratifying for you. Do talk to your friends and people who are significant in your life about how you feel. I would request that this is not something that you should be ashamed of, but if you give yourself the permission to just be human and to just do what usually human beings do, that is be curious, be slightly jealous, be a little angry, be blaming, etc., you will be able to pass through this phase, albeit with a little bit of struggle. Good luck. Due to a personal loss, I have started overeating, but it's starting to take a toll on my self-esteem as I have gained over 20 kilos. What should I do? The human body unfortunately doesn't like to experience any pain, and to subdue that pain, we usually resort to what we call comfort eating. The human body consists of autonomic nervous system, which is then made up of the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the system of pain. The minute there is loss, whether loss of life, loss of relationship, loss of a job, or anything which is emotionally extremely painful for us to bear, the sympathetic nervous system begins to kick up. The body doesn't like to experience emotional anguish and emotional distress. It wants the parasympathetic nervous system to take over. What happens then? The parasympathetic nervous system, which is a system of pleasure, begins to take over when we allow ourselves to taste certain foods, to maybe drink alcohol, to smoke up or to smoke, to sometimes go shopping, to escape by sleeping, to sometimes go into gaming, to sometimes watching TV. Anything which is allowing the sympathetic nervous system to get subdued and for the pain to stop can be accomplished by the parasympathetic nervous system. So you eating from a personal loss only means that you aren't allowing yourself the grief and the sadness to come to the fore about this loss, and therefore food is becoming a very easy go-to because the parasympathetic nervous system is subduing and subjugating the sympathetic nervous system. I've always said that most of the weight conditions that usually come by are because of psychological eating rather than because of an inability to follow a diet or go to a gym. Many times you will see a lot of us repetitively going from one diet to another and failing, unfortunately, to get to our desired weight. Why is that? Because the psychological reasons for eating have never been considered. Do understand that psychological reasons for your overeating is coming because of you not wanting to experience and allow the grief and the sadness because of this personal loss. Once you allow it, you will find yourself in a much better position in a way, better by not eating unnecessary, but not so good by allowing your body to experience the grief that you are currently undergoing. So please be aware that your comfort eating is only coming because you want to avoid something which is emotionally too distraught and too distressing for you. Good luck and take care. Thank you for watching me on the Varkha Cholani channel. Please continue to write to me at varkha@varkhacholani.com with any questions that you'd like answered. I would be happy to answer them. Please do click the like button and do share my channel and continue to subscribe. Till then, it's goodbye.